Welcome everybody to the Prosperity and Health Alliance Business with a Heart, the special turmeric Ukon edition. And this is a video, a webinar that will be going up. You are going to want to share this with your friends because we have a special guest tonight. Of course, the familiars are here. Creel, Hutchinson, Siha. Can I get a shout out from you guys?
Hey guys, so great to be back on the line with you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Welcome everybody. Glad to be here. Can't wait to get the show started. Let's do this.
All right, great to have you guys on board. Of course, as you know, traveling around the world. Creel just back from Mount Shasta, Siha back from Colombia. Myself, I just came back from Panama and Tampa. And the reason that is because the business is rocking and rolling all around the world. But tonight, you're going to learn from one of the world's best experts on turmeric. In fact, she's an orthomolecular nutritionist, and I've had the good fortune of watching this turmeric Ukon presentation. And let me tell you this, I thought I knew a lot about nutrition. I thought I knew a lot about turmeric, but I saw her presentation here at our little condo that we run every Tuesday night, and I was absolutely blown away by the depth of information, by how Antonina has gone out of her way to get a resource and a set of information that is really going to help you grow your business. And more importantly, it's going to help people around the world. In case you don't know, turmeric happens to be the world's best, most well-known anti-inflammatory. And as an athlete and as a nutritionist, I've been always aware of the benefits of taking turmeric. Its anti-carcinogenic properties and all these sort of things have been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years. It's a #1 supplemented choice pretty much around the world. But it's not quite well known here in North America to the level it is in other populations, particularly in Asia. And, again, it's kind of one of those things you don't really think much about. But when I first heard about, Ukon in Enagic and they were promoting this and stuff, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. That's nice. I know it's saying it seems a little pricey or whatever. But then I had the good fortune of having Antonina show this presentation. When she showed this, I literally ran to my room and I got one of these boxes. These little Ukon boxes, and I just ripped open and I just started eating as much of this as possible. And then I got out the tea and I brewed myself a big pot of this turmeric tea, and I just said, I'm in deep, and everybody needs to know this. So she has been gracious enough to bring this to attention. As I said, this is a woman that has a background in banking and finance. She's been at the highest level in everything that she's ever done. And then she transferred out of that supposedly secure future for something more secure, which is relying on her water business and her nutritional knowledge, got educated, went deep, and put together what I feel is the world's best presentation in turmeric on our particular product, Ukon, and she is going to bring that to us all tonight. Antonina, join us for the call. Great to have you on board. Are you ready to rock and roll for us tonight?
I am ready. Was that kind of introduction? I am. Thank you.
All right, so without any further ado, we're going to get out of the way. We're going to sit back. Creel, Siha, and myself will join for questions at the end. Of course, Antonina will do most of it, and from here on in, it's your show, Antonina.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to join the community and all the friends who are able to be with us tonight and in the future through YouTube. Turmeric and nutrition as a whole is the greatest passion for me, of mine, and I know all of you who know me have felt that, meeting me or hearing me speak. So I'm really, I'm feeling really excited to be here and being able to share what I have learned about turmeric. This is an herb or a supplement that we could talk about for days, just like we can about water. There's a lot of knowledge. So what we're going to share today is going to be a condensed version of something that can be usable in the field, in day-to-day, in your day-to-day desire to help people. So what I love about turmeric is that it's a very, very powerful herb. As nutritionists or as people in holistic natural medicine field, we usually look at all of the powerful tools for the body to help body treat itself or help itself naturally to overcome a lot of ailments that come from a lifestyle, lifestyle issues or lifestyle-induced diseases. And turmeric is really high up there on the list of super herbs, or what we would call superfoods. Usually when we think about superfoods, we always think about any elements or any foods that are very high in nutrient in nutrients. So they can have, and usually they have a very low caloric value, but they have a very, very high nutritional value and antioxidant values a lot as well. And turmeric as an herb is comparable to a lot of superfoods and maybe even better. And it's a very, very antioxidant nutrient. And what I find really interesting is that nature is really incredible at making at almost helping us notice the very valuable foods that are available for human and animal consumption. It usually does that through color. So a lot of antioxidants would either be a yellow-orange, or they will be blue-green, or they will be red-purple. And that is kind of like an introduction or invitation for us to explore it. And we'll always find those beautiful berries, acai berries, a lot of other antioxidant berries, blue-green algae to be very, very healing. And turmeric is in that realm of.
Lost your sound, Antonina. Can you send her a little message? Kim? We lost your sound, Antonina.
Hi, okay, hi guys.
There we go. You're back. We lost your sound for a second. So for those of you who missed what she just said, we kind of lost you right after the coloring and how that's kind of nature's way of talking about or sharing with us the value of nutrient value of foods.
Right, so it's just nature's way of telling us, pay attention, this is an incredibly nutritionally dense, valuable antioxidant food that, that we should be using. And it's especially really high in beta-carotene. So right now, we know that it's phenomenal for eyes or helping and healing the eyes. Then we know it's also very high in curcuminoids. And a lot of people, and there's a lot of science that is referring, especially in the last number of years, there's been a lot of science that's studying curcumin as an active ingredient in turmeric. And curcumin is a very, very important, potent and important anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer. And we're specifically, so there's been a lot of research done to that, and that's been proven. But what's fascinating is that while that is a very, very incredible, important element and antioxidant, anti-inflammatory ingredient, the rest of the plant is very important. What I love about Kangen is that they're using the whole plant, the whole root. So they're not just extracting, we're not just working with curcumin, but we're actually working with the whole herb and the whole root. And there are also studies, recent studies, I believe it was 2013, where it's been shown that even when the curcumin is extracted, as we believe one of the strongest important ingredients, the rest of the ingredients in turmeric are incredibly powerful and very supportive for body's healing capacity. So my excitement about turmeric and Ukon that we use, that is grown and produced by Kangen and an Aji company, is a very strong as a full whole food. And this is what we're going to be talking today in the presentation: turmeric as a whole food and all of its powers. So let's move on. First and foremost, I wanted to suggest to everyone, or remind everyone, that this information intended for education purposes and all purposes only. I am not providing medical advice, so neither is any of my colleagues here. So please be aware in how you share this and what kind of statements you claim when you're out there educating others. Moving on to science, this turmeric is actually one of the most extensively researched herbs, and it's all of its ingredients. They're very antioxidant, as I mentioned already. Compounds are very rich antibiotic and antiviral and antifungal properties. So there's a lot of potential in this beautiful plant. And as you see on your PowerPoint, there are 5,600 peer-reviewed, published by medical studies. So the PowerPoint I'm using here, you will see that this point is highlighted. It's because by clicking on it, you will be able to, this presentation will take you to a PubMed, a national database for a lot of research. and you will be able to find this research and validate what we're saying here. So it's not me saying this, I have not performed the studies, but a lot of research and medical professionals have. So there's enormous body of evidence to support what we're talking about here. What you'll find a lot of times, and I hear often all from the field or from from people who come to me to learn about this incredible supplement. A lot of people would say, I went to my doctor, and my doctor said that, and I asked them if I can use turmeric in my condition, and I've been told that there's not enough evidence. I want to ensure you that there is more than enough, and I would not find any drug that would have anywhere close to this amount of evidence. So be assured that this is very well researched and very well confirmed. In regards to what we're speaking about. Another link that I've provided here has 600 reasons turmeric may be the world's most important herb, and there's a really wonderful article that this link will take you to. For those of you who don't have this seminar available to you to use for yourself and for the loved ones or whoever you're teaching, you feel free to Facebook me, or maybe we'll find other ways in communicating this to our teams more effectively, so I don't have to reply to everybody individually, but I will be happy to share this with anyone who's interested to learn more and have this in their fingertips to click and learn. Another point I have here is their 5-year-long research projects on the sacred plant revealed, again, 600 potential preventative and therapeutic applications, as well as 175 distinct beneficial physiological effects. And we will be talking about those physiological effects, so what it really does, and what it has been used for traditionally in many cultures, anywhere from India to Southeast Asia to Africa and now around the world. I don't know why, but I'm not able to click. There we go. This is a wonderful little saying, or a little quote by Siha, somebody I respect tremendously, from Green Med Info website. This gentleman has contributed a lot of his years and a lot of studying and a lot of researching to compiling most of the information I'm discussing with you today. So his website is incredibly fascinating, and he's done a lot of work in facilitating and providing us a lot of this great information that you have on these slides. And what he's saying that in this quote is that as a lot of drugs, as you know, have a lot of side effects, and sometimes there are pages and pages if you'll go to special medical resources. When it comes to turmeric or plants that are herbs or other superfoods that have a similar nature, usually we don't notice many side effects unless they're abused. What we notice is a lot of side benefits. So when it comes to nature, one thing you need to worry about is side benefits, and I actually hope that you won't be worrying about it, but trust nature more than other things first. So looking at 600 reasons for turmeric, which may be one of the world's most important herbs, there is a lot of research, and again, there are some of the more links. They are not statements by myself, but these are just the wonderful links for you to research and to, again, go into the research databases to look at how turmeric was studied in proving or in showing incredible potential when it comes to cancers, and cancers that are especially drug-resistant cancers. And then, of course, we know that turmeric has an incredible affinity, incredible potential in helping us reduce the radiation-induced damage, or it's as a phenomenal herb that allows to detox heavy metals, and it's been used in Alzheimer's and dementia. Because we know, or at least there's been a lot of research in suggesting that people with those conditions have a lot of heavy metal toxicity in their brain, be it lead, mercury, or aluminum. So turmeric seems to be very potent in addressing those and helping to reduce inflammation and detox those heavy metals. So, you know, I've said a lot that the curcumin is very strong and it has a lot of side benefits. Let's discuss the curcumin versus medication. So we know there are a lot of medications that are sold to us, and a lot of times they're sold to us in suggesting that that's the only option we have when it comes to treating diseases. And I'm just inviting you to open your minds, and I think people in the crowd that we usually have would be open to the suggestion that maybe we should try nature first before we try medication. There is a lot of, there could be a potential of value and use for medication, but a lot of times we don't have to go that route and go and use, go on that path. We should explore natural, bioavailable, compatible, herbs and tinctures and supplements and foods first before we go that route, just for the sheer reason of side effects. So here again, there's an incredible article that I extracted this from, curcumin versus medication, and you'll see a link on the bottom here. Science confirms turmeric as effective as 14 drugs. So let's discuss that. So we're looking at first at corticosteroids, and that are those are steroid medication. And this little abstract or a little paragraph will suggest that curcumin is a very strong anti-inflammatory. So, and that there are about 58 abstracts that will help us prove that if we need to, seek the medical advice and some of the research body that's available there. So it's very, very strong argument there that curcumin can be a very strongly used as instead of steroid medication or in accompanying steroid medication, or before you start steroid medication and trying something naturally before you go that route. So the next number of slides where we'll talk about medications. Again, please make sure that you speak to your medical, caregivers and look at the research yourself. Maybe click on these links before making any decisions. This is an education only, but do use it very carefully, but with a lot of respect, because this herb is earned, and studies will show. So Lipitor, atorvastatin, I can never pronounce that one. It's a cholesterol medication. Lipitor will be one of the most known to a lot of people. And again, there's a good body of evidence suggesting that curcumin is a very high cholesterol. It's really good in managing the cholesterol. And actually, in Ayurvedic medicine, it's been used for for liver and for blood quite significantly, quite a lot in the past, and continues to be used in natural medicine for those reasons. So again, maybe before exploring medical suggestions, try a natural approach first. If that fails, go on to others and see how that works for you. Prozac and a number of other antidepressants. There has been a study in 2001 that showed that curcumin is a very strong antidepressant, and my belief and my understanding as a nutritionist is because curcumin is very anti-inflammatory, because it is very antiviral, antifungal, because it's so good at working in the body's ability to reduce oxidation, it would help the brain in managing inflammation and therefore helping in a lot of conditions that usually lead to depression and other anxiety and behavioral issues. So curcumin and depression, there are 5 abstracts that you can research and look into yourself. Again, wonderful. If not a treatment, a prevention would be a really great way to use it. Aspirin. A lot of people are put on aspirin these days. As a nutritionist, I sometimes get upset about it, but aspirin has its use and has its potential. We do require it occasionally. I just believe that we overuse it in practice in today's medical world. It's often used as a blood thinner, and there are many natural ways of thinning your blood without using drugs that have a lot of side effects. Aspirin does have a lot of side effects. A lot of times I work with people that have tinnitus or a lot of other usually digestive or stomach disorders that have been induced by aspirin, and there's a lot of science to show that aspirin induces those conditions. So again, we have to be careful before using it, or putting ourselves on blood thinners like aspirin for the rest of our lives. Let's investigate a little bit more and try curcumin first. Metformin, a diabetes drug that's very strongly used and very widely used, and and respected in medical community, does provide some benefits or manages the diabetes. But again, there is some interesting information and some study that suggests that diabetes can be supported dramatically through use of natural supplement or natural herb like turmeric, whether you want to use it as a supplement that we have, whether you want to use it as a tea that we have, or as well as by turmeric, and use it a lot in cooking. So make sure that you explore turmeric if you're dealing with diabetes. It seems to be, and it has a lot of evidence to show that it's very strong in managing the regulating blood sugars. Then we have anti-inflammatory drugs. So this one is really easy to speak about because one of the first things we know about curcumin and in Ukon specifically, that's very, very anti-inflammatory. And as I said before, it's not only curcumin that's very anti-inflammatory.
You lost your sound, Antonina. Did we lose Antonina for a second?
A lot of evidence that curcumin and can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
can you guys hear
me? We can hear you now, but we
okay.
lost you for a moment. Now we see you back.
Awesome. So there's a chemotherapy drug that's used among many, and in the 2007 study, as you see here, curcumin showed a lot of potential when it comes to treating cancer. As I mentioned before, we have also a lot of research in showing incredible results with working with cancers that are drug resistant as well. And again, what I love about curcumin is we don't have to deal with side effects. We just have a lot of side benefits at cleansing, at rejuvenating, at detoxifying the body. So there are 52 abstracts here that you are welcome to look at. More research on cancer, all of these wonderful links will take you to a lot of studies that you can research and read upon more. In Ayurveda, it has been used a lot as an herb. For those of you who have heard of Ayurveda or who know about this incredible, tradition of medical tradition that's over 4,000 years old is what we know of curcumin in Ayurveda. But there's a lot of suggestion that even prior to that, there is a medicine, a Siha medicine, that is actually suggesting that curcumin may have been known for over 10,000 years. For as long as 10,000 years. And a lot of that, and the reason this herb has been used and is so strongly used in natural medicine is because of all this really, really potent anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and what we know today as cancers, anti-cancer remedies. So there's a lot more there's a lot more resources here again, just so you guys have absolutely everything available. So we're not making anything up here. You have a lot of resources to review. So as I mentioned, talking about traditional usage, traditional use of turmeric is very, very widely ranged. For women, I highly recommend, for those of you guys who already bought your Ukon, anything from drinking it every day where you can take it with food or without. It seems to be quite pleasant and easy to absorb and digest. It has incredible oils, which we'll talk about a little bit more, in helping you assimilate curcumin, which is a fat-soluble element. But what's incredible about is this: in traditional Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, in Ayurvedic medicine, this herb is highly regarded as a very pungent and astringent herb, which is considered to be a tridoshic herb for all body types. So a lot of times in those medicines, people, or as humans, as a whole, as a cultures, or as a species, are usually divided to different types. And this potent herb has shown incredible balancing effects for different types, whether you're Pitta, Vata, or Kapha. for those of you who understand, traditional Ayurvedic medicine. In Chinese medicine, it's been used a lot as a liver liver tonic, and an immune booster, and a very, very anti-inflammatory herb. And a lot of women in those cultures use turmeric as a wonderful skin rejuvenating treatment. So again, for those of you who have purchased turmeric, you can break your peel, and I've actually done it this morning because I've done a couple of months ago and it's a while back. So before I speak about it, I'd rather do it as a treatment this morning before I left home. And you can break your peel, you can squeeze the peel. Just be aware, don't stain anything around you in your kitchen or in your bathroom. Squeeze the content of your peel on your finger. And then apply that all around your skin. I actually kind of wash my face with 5.5 first, and then I will take that beautiful gel that we had get out of capsule, and I would massage it into my skin kind of as a mask. And you can leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. It is very, very beautiful, very strong color, but don't be afraid of it. That compound, you can easily wash this off after. So I went to the shower 10 minutes later, and I washed it with Bronner's natural soap without a problem. So you can use. There's lots of uses for it, as they used to be in the past. So we can do today. A lot of people would use it at natural. Actually, in the past, I've also done some lotions and natural body protection for, as I don't use any kind of sun protective lotions because of a lot of chemicals and carcinogenic ingredients in them. I make my own with coconut oil and cacao butter, and I did use turmeric before as a coloring agent to make that beautiful, kind of butter a slightly yellow, a little bit kind of an orangey yellow, to give myself a kind of a pigment to my skin to make it a golden color. So for those of you who want to look a little bit more golden and fresh and vibrant, you can also use that in your cosmetics, and there's many other uses as you'll see here on the slide. Any questions? Wade, in case you had some. I don't know, for some reason I assumed you might. So moving on, you guys all, for those of you.
Sorry, I was muted. I wanted to take a quick second so that we can clear. So basically, what you've just shared with us and our viewers today is that a lot of people are using turmeric for inflammatory related illnesses and conditions and stuff, that your doctor oftentimes prescribes medication because they're simply not aware of the research that is out there that has demonstrated that this is a potential option for people to experiment. So they might not know about it, but the scientific evidence, should they know about it or see something like that, would be more than applicable, and where this could be used as a natural, holistic way for dealing with inflammatory conditions. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Great. And
you can educate your doctor on this as well by providing the seminar to them or finding other incredible articles online.
I mean, just amazing. 5,600 research medical papers. I mean, that is an incredible amount of evidence that as distributors and as people that are promoting a health and prosperity and all its level, and health is a big aspect of prosperity, is that it's our job to educate our medical professionals. It's our job to recognize that, they're going to provide you options within what they learned, but thanks to what you've learned in your world as an orthomolecular nutritionist, that we're able to provide, hey, you know what, there's this other one too. It's like, if you go to the Mercedes dealership, he's only going to tell you about Mercedes. He's not going to tell you about BMWs. It's not that BMWs don't exist and we don't need them. It's just he's interested in selling Mercedes. Okay, well, we got BMWs over there. Try the BMW, try the Mercedes, try the turmeric, try the other thing. We're not here to say it's against another. We're not here to treat a disease. We're here to provide options, because let's face it, the options that are out there in the medical industry today have proven financially and health-wise to fail. They're short-term acute things, but we're looking at the long-term. And man, I am just so excited that everybody on this call gets to know about the power and the scientific evidence that is backing up Ukon. And of course, Ukon, the #1 turmeric in the world, grown in Okinawa, correct? And Okinawa, by the way, is known as the longest living people on the planet. I don't know. Is that an accident? Is it, or, you know, I know we can't say, but I mean, folks, I mean, let's just use our brains. Like, you know, success leaves clues. And, you know, Antonina has successfully researched this and demonstrated 5,600 scientific medical periodicals claiming that have researched this, that are showing that this is a viable and legitimate option for inflammatory-based conditions. Hello, folks. We've got something amazing. Antonina, keep blowing our minds, because I'm just over here going, my mind's blown. Love it.
You're awesome. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, inflammation is the it's behind everything. Inflammation is the basis of all diseases. So inflammation occurs first, be it because of inadequate nutrition, or be it because of heavy metal toxicity or stress, or other, you know, exposures in our environment, and all of that. If we can use anti-inflammatory to address that naturally, if we can start with as an anti-inflammatory, we're going to the root cause. We're stopping that free radical damage, inflammatory, oxidative damage to our tissue, to all of our liquids, right there at the root. And so that it's an incredible preventative, and then plus we're looking at a wonderful, incredible treatment potential for ourselves. So, you know, I love your plug-in, Wade. Thank you very much. You're right, because a lot of pharmaceuticals are actually looking, and for a long time have been looking into using curcumin and turmeric in their drugs. The problem, and the reason they do use it as part of their medical, in some of the medicines, but they can't use this alone. They have to add other stuff to it, because nature cannot be patented, or at least they're trying to with all the GMOs and everything else. But when it comes to drugs, they cannot patent simple elements and vitamins and minerals and all of this incredible superfoods and super herbs like turmeric and curcumin, and therefore they are not telling you about them. So they're not going to tell you about the BMWs and Porsches and Maseratis, because it's just not conducive or good for their business. But you owe it to yourself, to your body, and to your overall health, and to your longevity, to explore this for yourself and make a decision based on what you know. So we are hoping as a team that this will be very, very effective for you, and will give you a lot of information to work with and to start your search, or continue if you already have some. So as Wade mentioned, this is grown in the most beautiful, pristine environment. It's an Okinawa island, and it's a pristine island. You know, it's always really fascinating. If you look around the world, the environment and the health of the soil always dictates, and the water always dictates the health of the population living off of it. And so the fact that Okinawa people have long-lived, beautiful, healthy people, thriving there for such a long time, and have a more natural life. The fact that they live such long lives indicates that the environment they live in and how the style of life that they're living is conducive to longevity. And so I think, to me, it's very comforting to know that the product I'm consuming has been grown in organic soil, has been derived from these absolutely beautiful places, the people that know how to grow food, and especially and processed and utilized by a company we all can agree on understands health, understands antioxidants, understands how to do things with highest quality. And so something that we'll explore a little bit more now is we'll go into talking about the environment, the quality of the soil, the quality of the supplement, as well as the processing that takes place for us to benefit from this incredible supplement. So advantages of growing turmeric in Okinawa, as I mentioned, are phenomenal climate, subtropical, high humidity, high temperatures. So it has a beautiful long sun exposure. The more sun our plants are exposed to, the better, the more they're thriving, the less likely there will be any fungus growing in it. There's no requirement for pesticides, fungicides, larvicides, and all this stuff. And usually Usually the plants are a lot stronger and a lot more nutrient dense. So we have this perfect climate for growing turmeric, which is absolute, it's imperishable. It's important for turmeric to grow in climates like this. The soil is very fertile and very well drained. This is very important as well. Land has a very good water supply, and what I love about this as well, what's beautiful about Mr. Shir, what he's doing, he's giving back to the community. This company, as you guys know, is all for the good of the world and the improvement of what we, living a place, living this planet better than we have found it. And we can all participate in this. And this phenomenal individual is seeing that this beautiful island and its agriculture and its economy has been dying, decided to reinvest back into the island and make sure that those farmers are employed. So there are 107 contractor farmers that have been growing this. The farmers that live there have been growing turmeric for generations. So they know what they're doing. They're doing it right in the most beautiful environment. And here's why I believe we have such a potent supplement. The island is absolutely glorious. I do hope that all of us have an opportunity to see it firsthand one day. What I love about it as well, organic local food is really important to me, my lifestyle, and that's what I educate on all of my clients. Very, very important. And we know that as we take away from the soil, we need to replenish it. And so the soil of growing this turmeric, and as we use this to create this beautiful supplement, the company is taking a very holistic approach at making sure that they are regenerating, revitalizing, and giving back to the environment and the soil, and making sure that the supplement always is very, very nutrient dense, and you can only do that if you give back. And so they use a very organic, well-made fertilizer that ensures that not only a first, second, or third crop of turmeric is good, but it's a consistently very well-produced supplement. There is a lot of incredible research and doctors who spoke about the quality of Kangen, Ukon, and turmeric. It is a vegan-friendly product, and we're not doing any animal testing, which is, I know, important to a lot of our community. Let's go into how it's processed. So organic fertilizer is applied. Beautiful rootstock is collected, as it usually is used in organic agriculture. Then we are growing this beautiful turmeric. We're growing 2 different types of turmeric, which we'll go to in a minute. Farmers look after it, harvest it. We get this beautiful raw material. We are cleaning it, and that's what I absolutely love about it. We're cleaning it with 11.5 water. We're cleaning it with Kangen water, and 11 pH that they indicated here. We're then cleaning it and peeling it with ozonated water. We're sterilizing it with 2.5. We know the power of both of those, so it's absolutely beautiful that they do that. And then they treat it with temperatures, slice it, dice it, dry it, grind it, and package it. When it comes to the type of turmeric that's used, there are 2 types. And I actually love this part that they mix in 2. There's a lot of, again, there's lots of studies varying. There's lots of different types of turmeric. It belongs to a ginger family. And as we know in nature, there's usually not one, but at least several or more varieties. We have, specifically in this product, that 2 turmerics are used. Both are found to be very potent. As I mentioned before, the curcumin as an active ingredient is highly important. But then there's also studies that found if we extract the curcumin and all the other elements, all the other minerals are incredibly potent and very, very strong in treating or preventing diseases. And in this case, we're using the fall turmeric, which is very, very high in curcumin, and then we're using a beautiful spring curcumin that is a turmeric that is very high in essential oils and in minerals. So combining the 2, I believe we're just getting this beautiful, beautiful formula of a very strong supplement. There are many beautiful ingredients that are added. So what you have in this turmeric and this curcumin supplement, you have naturally occurring curcumin in the plant, naturally occurring essential oils in the plant, naturally occurring minerals in the plant, and then the company is also adding wonderful high-quality oils like olive oil, perilla oil, spring Ukon oil, and I believe there was evening primrose oil. And the reason we have oils in there, and the reason it's so important, because as I mentioned, turmeric curcumin is oil-based. It's oil-soluble, fat-soluble. So if you look into in the nutrition world, if you look at fat-soluble or water-soluble nutrients, curcumin is fat-soluble. So if we were just to consume curcumin or turmeric without wonderful combinations or values or amounts or ratios of oils, we wouldn't utilize it all. So in this beautiful supplement, we have a combination of both that makes sure whether you are eating it with food or without, when you're traveling or wherever else, you are getting the most of your supplement. So I think this is absolutely beautiful. If you look at the supplement fact table, there's lots of other really wonderful natural occurring elements and all other beneficial substances that are added that make it so superior. This is kind of a brochure that you will all get when you buy your turmeric in the office. Some of you have already looked into it and researched it and hopefully tried this. The capsule is fantastic. So we actually, the Kangen, the Enagic has a patent on the capsule. It's in the beginning I was just like, well, I'm not sure, there's just the packaging seems to be so extensive. Do we need that much? As a practitioner now, I actually value the fact that it's so well protected from oxidation, from temperature, from radiation damage. I love traveling with it. It comes in this beautiful kind of in box. Of course, inside of the box you have this kind of aluminum foil, almost looking like a package. I know when I'm putting my bags through, radiation, when they're radiated and screened, I know my turmeric is protected. So that usually bounces off. That kind of packaging is usually very protective. So a lot of other supplements, well, you'll find in the bottles. As soon as you open the bottle, you usually have to refrigerate them. But if you don't, and they're subjected to different temperatures, they will usually oxidize. They will lose its elasticity. The capsules will lose their shape, and a lot of times its value, and a lot of it's in. But it will also just diminish in nutrient value or diminish in its potency. And so all of the supplements usually have the expiration date, usually the minimum expiration date. But a lot of times I have seen the supplements that deteriorated, but just not properly being cared for. And what I love about this packaging is that this makes sure that our supplement is always at the highest quality, the highest value, and most bioavailable when we consume it. So just before you consume it, you get it out of the package, knowing that it's not oxidized, knowing that it's most potent, which is beautiful. I think this concludes my seminar on the value of it for health and preventative, as well as treatment usages. And I'm open to questions now, maybe some of the remarks by my team, and then I can be brought back if you guys would like me to.
Well, great job, Antonina. Man, boy, if you're not on turmeric after that presentation, I don't know who wouldn't be. I mean, what an amazing supplement. And just so you know, for those, when she was talking about that, this is like the radiation protection pack that you see here. It comes in the Ukon box, very attractive box, convenient to travel. Just toss it in your suitcase. And, inside it, you just open it up. Okay, you just rip this open. It's like Christmas in every pack. And you can see, I mean, I manufacture nutritional supplements. This kind of quality of packaging, this is pharmaceutical type grade stuff. You cannot get better. Just like our ST501s, just like our Anaspots, we're talking quality manufacturers. And all you do is you just pop these out. Here are the blister pack, just like this, as she was saying, and 5 a day. I do 10. I'm always believed, why not be twice as good? Let's do it all. Pop it in your mouth, you're good. And then guess what? We wash it down with some turmeric tea. Turmeric tea. This stuff is great. Fred Brown turned me on to turmeric tea before we got it in North America. Thank you, Fred, because Fred went out there and he hammered on Oshiro. They're good buddies. And he said, listen, we need this turmeric tea over here. And so they went through all the regulatory bodies and everything. And here's the turmeric tea. Now, this tea is really interesting because it's it's got a pungent taste to it. So when you taste it, the first time you're like, whoa, what is that? What's really interesting is I notice I get a craving for it. I actually crave this because in North America, we're kind of sweet-oriented and sugar-oriented. So you can do the tea, you can sip the tea every day, do this. Christmas is coming, folks. Christmas is coming. I got an extra box for Christmas because guess what everybody's getting for Christmas from Wade? Ukon. You're going to get that because here's the thing. You know, we all know about the inflammatory stuff. You know, my parents use it. I got my parents on the product. They love it. I use it as an athlete, you know, and that sort of thing. I notice a difference. And if for some reason, like, I ran out of turmeric on my last trip coming back, and I was out of turmeric for a few days. And I was waking up in the morning, and my body was going, I miss my turmeric. And the other thing is you can bite on these capsules, put them on your teeth and brush your teeth, and, like, you've got this, like, glow-in-the-dark white smile. And I know a lot of ladies want to look like they got the radioactive teeth or whatever, so you can, like, see it in the night or whatever. I don't know why they want it. Turmeric does the job. It's a fraction of that cost of that ooky goopy stuff they put on. It's good for you. It's good for your body. It's good for your health. And it's good for our business. And I know our partners tonight, Creel, I know that you use it. And Siha, Creel, what have you noticed with turmeric, and why do you like using turmeric? Or the Ukon particularly?
Thanks, Wade. Thanks, Andy, for such a great presentation. I've been studying nutrition for 20 years. I've been always really interested in what I've come to realize. They kind of suggest that the three most medicinal plants that we can put inside our bodies are turmeric, aloe vera, and reishi, which is more of a mushroom. So those three, and I was involved with another company for a number of years that focused on aloe and turmeric, and in particular curcumin, because of all the properties that we just saw here tonight. So when I got introduced to this again, it was, you know, coming back around. I'm like, okay, yeah, turmeric is really that effective. And it's interesting because I spoke to my mom about 6 months ago, and we were kind of having a little check-in, and she had been telling me that her doctor had said, oh, you know, you need to do more anti-inflammatory stuff. And she didn't want to take any pills, so she did a little research. So she had turmeric, and she was using it in her kitchen. And I was saying, well, have you seen some results? And she said, yes. I said, well, you know, we've got this great turmeric. How about I give you some and see what happens? And she was experiencing health benefits using the fresh herb, and it went 10x. In about 3 weeks was her experience that her knee issues and the arthritis in her hands, she just really spoke about her personal experience around that. It dramatically changed for her. And she noticed a significant result, right? And it was the Ukon. So I've used it for myself and more in a preventatory nature. The anti-cancer properties, the anti-mutationogenic properties. You know, I just think it pays to be in the preventative healthcare mindset, which we are all about. So it's fantastic, and ever since I introduced it more seriously to my business, which was about 1.5 years ago, I've seen my business and the health of my team grow as a result of it. I think we're going to cover a little bit more on the business side. So it has both that aspect of creating real great health, more anti-inflammatory, more antioxidants, but also the business side is so crucial. So thank you, Antonina, for being here and explaining that to the team. I really appreciate it.
Great job, Creel. Thanks so much. And we're going to turn that over for a second over to what I feel is the Prosperity and Health Alliance. Our business expert, of course. For those of you who don't know, Siha Top, of course, has a background in finance and numbers. He was Bellingham's #1 mortgage broker until he made the jump over here because he saw the magic of Enagic, the power of both the health and the business side. He had lost his health, chasing the dollar, and did a great job of it. And then it came back full circle, and now he's got both ends of the business. He's got the health, he's got the wealth, and we're just so grateful to have you on the Siha. What's your experience around Ukon, and what do you think about this product and this side of the business?
First of all, I want to thank Antonina for putting on an amazing education. I learn something new every time. But what I appreciate the most is that, even if I don't have the science background and the nutrition background, I know that there's studies out there that Anthony put it all together for us so that we can use in our business, and I use it all the time. How can we promote this preventative health care? How can we promote this amazing supplementation? Myself and my family, we practice preventative health care. So we utilize it so that we don't get the diseases down in the future. We know that it's all inflammation, so anti-inflammatory properties, the strength of this Ukon turmeric product is absolutely amazing. So my children are on it, myself, my dad, just a little bit on my dad. We took a trip, I took my dad to China for his 70th birthday, and he has frostbitten fingers. And it was cold in the morning, and he was shaking his hands. And I was like, "Dad, are you okay?" He says, "Yeah, my fingers are starting to get numb, and I got to shake them off." I said, "Oh, have my turmeric." So I gave him my turmeric. 2 days later, he wasn't shaking his hand. I said, "Dad, how's your fingers?" He says, "Oh, they're fine. The weather must be getting warmer." It wasn't. It was just as cold, if not colder, in the morning. So I've always heard that turmeric helps with your circulation. So that totally helped with his circulation. My circulation is the same thing. I do a lot of cardio as well. Whether I'm running or whatnot, I can feel it in my body. If you work out, you know what I'm talking about. If you're missing the water, if you're missing the turmeric, you know you're missing something. Just like Wade, his body's more sensitive. My body's more sensitive as well. So I totally believe in for the circulation. I can totally feel it in my performance. So that's on the health side. On the business side, it's absolutely amazing. I've learned so much more to augment our Kangen water business with this. And I'm going to have Antonia help me out with the slideshow. Is that okay? Because I think you have the control of the slides, right, Antonia? Okay, so let's go to the first slide on how to implement this in our business. Is that where we want to go, Wade, before I go?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important that people understand that, being healthy is expensive. Being sick is a financial disaster. And the beauty of what we offer as Enagic distributors, as people that are involved with this product and people involved with this company, we're bringing both ends of the equation. Yes, we have industry-leading products, and we are at the top end of the price point on everything that we do because we're at the top end of the quality point on everything you do. And the beauty of our business model is it allows us to share the power of Kangen water. It allows us to share the power of Ukon, the #1 turmeric product in the world, in a model that not only puts better health to you and for your family, but it also provides a financial engine that can self-perpetuate so that over time you can offset the entire cost of your health program. I mean, if you never did anything with this, and it's totally worth it. But now we have a way by sharing the value, the benefits to other people that we can start offsetting our costs, replacing our costs, and then getting paid based on our intention and skill level to bring this around to the world. Because let's face it, guys, the world needs it. The world needs a better healthcare model. The world needs a better financial model. Things have changed. The economy's changed. The health models changed. And we are on the forefront of that change. We're ahead of the curve. This is where the future is, and we can be excited. We can know that we've got scientific research backing up. We've got a great company. We've got great products, and we should be proud that we offer people. I mean, you can't go to London Drugs and they said, you know what, you tell 5 people about our product here, and we're going to pay for your products. Imagine if you did that at Young London Drugs. Imagine if you went into the drugstore or you went to your doctor and says, you know what, tell you what, I'm going to give you this prescription, but you tell 5 people about this prescription and yours is free. Doesn't happen. We have the model that does that, and here's the thing. People go, oh, I don't know about that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. We've got the cookie. We've got the best thing for everybody, and, I really, really want to thank Siha because when I first started out with this, I had all these roadblocks and I had these limited perceptions and these limited paradigms and these just screwed up ideas that I was, doing something wrong by talking about the business. And Siha and I drove up and down the I-5. He didn't want to learn about health. I didn't want to learn about wealth. But guess what? We infected each other. He got healthy. I got wealthy. We're really excited about it. We want you guys to have the same. So go back to it, Siha. Hit us with the business now that Antonina's blown us away with the science.
Excellent. Let's go to the next slide, Antonio, please. So how do we get into the how do we supplement and augment our Kangen water business? You know, when I first started to share the Kangen water business, I have a mentor who's been in the network marketing industry for over 25 years back then, and now probably 35 years or so. And he said, "See, your business model with the Magic is missing a residual income." And I said, "What do you mean it's missing a residual income? We're growing, and we teach people and to promote the machines, and that's residual income. I'm teaching other people to do what we do." He says, "No, really, you don't have residual income." And then in Magic, we had Ukon back then, but we didn't have the program that we have today, which is the Ukon DD. And with the DD program, it truly is a residual. I see it now. I see it clear as day. And when I sat down with him, and I just had a discussion with him the other day, and he says, "I told you so." And I said, "Yep, you're right." So I'm going to share with you how to get into how to have this augment our income and make this truly a residual income, even more grandiose than I ever thought. So you can buy the Ukon product. It comes in the box of $660 for non-members, and in that you get I believe what is that, 8 packs? Uh, you, you,
10.
you 10 packs, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. You get 10 packs, $660. That means you're just buying Ukon. You can become a distributor with just buying the Ukon. Okay. If you already have a Kangen water machine, you can buy it at a membership price, which is the $660 minus the $80 for membership loyalty discount, and so you're paying $580 plus your tax. There's a $15 pickup fee, but if you want to run down to the office and pick it up, save yourself and your clients $15. That's how we get it at the 580 for single payments. Next slide. Oh, Anthony, you want to say something?
A quick, I just wanted to mention that, and Siha, I know that you mentioned that a lot to your teams. If you were to walk into the office and buy this supplement, you'll pay $100 for a box. So here you're effectively getting it at an incredible discount for $66 or $58 a box.
Right. I was going to share that a little bit later on how to promote it, but thank you so much. Next slide, please. So
We have it here.
Magic has a payment program, and it's not just a payment program or a financing program. Wow, this program is such a generous program. I'll tell you why it's generous. And Magic is willing to finance you or your next client or the next distributor with that $580 payment. And Magic will finance you over a 4-month period with $235 initial payment plus your taxes and any shipment, and then break up the rest of the balance for $155 per month. But here's where Magic is very generous. They pay the distributor your full commission before they even receive the payment. What company does that? That is absolutely mind-blowing for me for business. Here it is. You have a product that Magic is selling, you're selling. They don't get the full payment, and they're willing to pay everybody in the stream of income of distributors the 8 points, the full commission. It's a loss. I think it is. It's a loss for Magic until all the payments come in. Next slide. Thank you. So how do we get paid on our Ukon DD program? It's where you sign up your clients. Excuse me. It's where you sign up your distributor, your buyer. If you are a 1A to a 6A, it's like the machine but different. For every point, it's $40 per point. Unlike, like say, a K8 is $340 for 1 point. So if you sign them up as a 1A, it's $40. It's $40 every quarter or every 4 months. Remember that they bought the package for $580 if they're a member. At the end, they re-sign up again for 4 more months. And at the end of that 4 months, they re-sign up again. And so every time they re-sign up is when we get paid our commission. So it's reoccurring every quarter, every 4 months of that, the points that you're going to be paid, $40 to $240, 1A to 6A. Here's also another beautiful thing about the Magic program. Let's say you sell 25 machines per year, and you sell 25 Ukon in the same year. At the end of the year, how many machine sales would you have in your account? 25, correct? Correct. At the end of an Ukon sale, it's 25 times 3 because the magic counts each one of those re-sign up. So you have 25 times 3 is 75. 75 plus 25 is 100. So theoretically, if you start at the beginning of the year at 0 and at the end of the year you have 25 plus 75, you have 100, what does that qualify you as a rank? 6A. That's been the fastest way that distributors have been climbing up the ranks is by utilizing both the Kangen water machines and the Ukon. So I wanted to share that with you because it's very important to keep that in mind. So on the next slide, we're going to show you some of the benefits of the DD program. First of all, before I forget, you have to own Ukon if you have teammates in your organization that have Ukon. To be paid, you have to own Ukon. A lot of people didn't know that. A lot of they're signing up people or they're on the Ukon DD and they're not getting paid. So first thing is if you're a leader, you need to have Ukon so that you can get paid on Ukon. Okay, that's one of the requirements. Ukon DD may be a good way to enter the Magic business at $235 initial investment, $155 per month, or $580 every 4 months, which I mentioned. So for some of my past experience, maybe just maybe the client doesn't see the value of the $5,000 K8 just right now, but they love the business opportunity, global opportunity, business in a box as I like to call it, our franchise, that can go around the world. So let's get them into the business. Let's get them into the let's get them into the Ukon DD program at $235 initial investment, or $208 with tax and all that. It's like $280. Get them into that because as we help them grow their business, like Wade said, after 5, their product is free. We're going to help their new distributors get to 5 so that their product is free. By that time, they're at a 4A, 5A level. Guess what? They're going to be buying our units, our Kangen water units. So that's another way to slide people into the Enagic lifestyle, or the Kangen lifestyle. Commissions are based on an 8-point structure. Like I shared with you, it's $40 per point, paid out every 4 years. One Ukon DD sign up is an activation for every. Let's go. One Ukon purchase is doesn't count as one in your monthly sales. You need to have 3. It's 1/3. So you need to have 3 Ukon sales to have it count as one. But that one person that you signed up, once they've purchased a year's worth or 3 signups, then that does count, even if they cancel their subscription, the next year. So I wanted to make that clear. Very important. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about Ukon qualifying us for our SP bonus. When I first started the Magic business, it was like 3 years into it before I learned that to qualify for all your commissions and bonus, you have to make a sale every 3 months to qualify. I didn't have to worry about it because I made a sale every 3 months within the 3 months. But my teammates who were busy building teams and teaching other people, they're spreading themselves thin, and they said, well, we don't want to lose out on that commission, so they taught me that by buying the Ukon program, that qualified you. So that's an excellent way to qualify for all your points and have time to focus on your team as well. I have a teammate that they literally call this insurance for your business, because you're making sure that you're covered to get all your bonuses. We were told by the Enagic office, if we get 100 sales of Ukon, if we get 100 sales in a year, say we help 10 people, and that's really easy. It really is 10 people to sign up for Ukon DD, and we help those 10 get 10. That's 100. If we have 100 Ukon distributors, that's like an $86,000 residual income per year. That is absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't believe those numbers, but it came from a high-ranking manager in Agic. And so I took those numbers and I ran with it. I went and I was meeting with a friend of mine in the insurance business for over 25 years, and I asked him, I said, how many policies do you have to sell today to make $86,000 per year? He said, today, 300 to 400 policies to make $86,000. Because he's competing here in the U.S. with Geico, with Costco, with every insurance company that's out there. They don't make the big dollars anymore. Their book of business they have to increase their volume to make that residual of $86,000. The light bulb came on to me because I said, okay, so you have to go to be an insurance agent. You have to go to school. You have to pass the class. You have to get insured. You do all these things before you can become an insurance agent to make that money. With our program, you just have to buy the product and share the product. You buy the product, share the product, teach people to do that. They don't need to get licensed. They can derive an $86,000 income with 10 to get 10. So those are some of the highlights. I got a lot more, but I want to share it with my colleagues here, and then we'll take questions. You guys?
Well, Siha, once again, as our resident financial expert or numbers guy in the prosperity and health and wellness. And by the way, the biggest heart. People say people on numbers don't have a heart. Siha has the biggest heart out there in her business. And again, just bringing that back to the real world, guys. I mean, here's the thing. We have an opportunity that allows you to build residual-based income, helping other people get healthier and stay out of having massive sickness. I mean, if that's not something to get excited about, is that something not to say, hey, I'm grateful for this Christmas? What I'm going to suggest or invite everybody is I'm going to invite everybody to go out there this Christmas. Get an extra box of Ukon. Order yourself. If you're not on the program, get the Ukon. Give away these things for Christmas with a little nice card, a little nice thing. You can show them this presentation. We're going to have it up for you this week. Explain to them what we're doing. Explain to them that, hey, look, I got this business going on, like Eric Worre says. I got this little business on, and I don't want to bug you with it, but I would like you to try this product because it's got so much power as something we can do for the new year. And you know what? It's relatively inexpensive, but the biggest thing is it can really transform your business. It can really make a lot of difference in somebody else's health and somebody else's life, and it's an easy entry point. But more importantly, if you're in Kongan business, it's always good to be a product of the product. It's always good to understand that, and I really want to, give a big shout out again to Antonina for really taking this to the next level and providing us with the scientific, empirical evidence that demonstrates. I'm going to go ahead and say this. This is as effective or more effective than most of the anti-inflammatory medications out there. Okay, that's what the science is saying. 5,600 peer-reviewed journals. We got it. And the way that we manufacture it, and the way that we put it in these capsules, and the way that it's protected, and the way that we utilize it, it's really second to none. So, I mean, I'm just so grateful, and that's what we're here on the Prosperity and Health Alliance. Remember, this is a team effort. It's a global effort. It's something that you don't have to be the expert. You don't have to know everything about the water. You don't have to know everything about Ukon. We're going to take care of that for you as part of the business, okay? We're going to get you. You don't need to know how to build a website. We got one of those as well. And we've got experts on every single area, and we've got people here that are willing to help you, help those families, get over the top of healthcare. We've got a better way. We've got a better model. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the questions box. Please, if you have a question, if you could direct it to the person that you want to answer it. So, for example, I know some of you might have a specific question about turmeric, how it works or the efficacy or what was going on. Direct it to Antonina. If you're looking for something on the financial side, talk to Siha or whatever, whoever happens. If you have something outside of that, we'll answer those questions too. We're only going to take these questions for a few more minutes, so if you could get those in while you can. I see we got mind-blowing. Thank you so much. We'll be watching it over and over again. We've got, can we take more than 5 capsules a day? Yes, you can take more. There's no toxic levels on this, is there, Antonina?
There could be. I mean, everything in nature should be used in moderation. There's some evidence to suggest that when a woman is pregnant or are nursing, they should be careful with curcumin just because of how anti-inflammatory and I think detoxing it is. So
Okay.
you might not want to detox too much when you're carrying a baby. Or it's just to be careful. If we're doing it before, we better clean our body before. We better take care of our body before, and when we're carrying a baby, I would be a little bit cautious starting on turmeric, or I would do it in smaller doses just to be very gentle to the body.
Okay, great. Great, great
When
question.
when for maintenance, sorry, for maintenance, people usually take about 5. I have people with cancer or a lot of cardiovascular issues. People go up to 10. So again, every single individual is unique. Try what works for you and see what's a perfect dose for you, listening to your body after the fact.
Okay, great. Thank you, Antonina. Antonina, by the way, Jesse is out there and says that you are truly amazing, and we all couldn't agree with Jesse anymore. Here's a question from someone, from Sheila Martin. Not sure who to direct this to. Is it possible to have the presentation emailed to me? I know we are going to put this up on a YouTube video like we do with all the Prosperity and Health Alliance webinars each and every week. Check her Facebook, check those things. And by the way, little shout out to everybody. The website is under construction. We're going to be able to plug everybody into the website, the autoresponder sequence, and all of the resources will be in place coming to the entire Prosperity and Health Alliance team for 2016. So I've got confirmation today from my web guys. We're on the way, and that should be up and running in the future. But in the meantime, I don't know. Can we present this email? What's the deal on that, Antonina? Is that possible, or is
So
it?
what has happened before is, like, when we did our 300 people event in Vancouver, had a lot of people come up to me or find me on Facebook or text me, kind of message me, Facebook message me their email addresses, so I would just forward it to them in a PowerPoint or Mac or PC version. If there is a way in where we can kind of streamline and it can be available on the website in the future, I'll be happy to put it there. But I think for now, as we are still managing this, feel free to find me on Facebook, add me, message me your email, and I'll send it to you right away.
Or us,
Right.
or any of us.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Don't email me. Email one of these people. You're going to get better work. Sometimes it's 48 hours, 72 hours before I can get back to people, or I get so many emails in their box. The same with everybody else. If for some reason we don't answer, it's because we got buried by questions. Just email us again. It's not that we don't want to avoid you and stuff. We have these calls because we care, we love you, we want to participate. We also want to be respectful of each of these leaders' time. So if you are reaching out, be clear, be specific, and persistent if we don't respond quickly, because all of these individuals have very large and growing organizations. Here's the next question from Melissa, and that is, I love turmeric and have used it for many reasons. I've gotten the fresh root and powder form, put it in my life, use the smoothies. Can you explain the difference between Ukon and using it in its natural form? Please, what costs more than compared to getting natural Ukon? This is a good question. Anybody? Okay, hold it. Natural form. Please also include why it costs more and compared to getting another natural form. Very good question. What would you say to that, Antonina?
So I usually say, when we're looking at foods and we're comparing that to supplements, a lot of times we look at supplements as the higher, more nutrient dose, more nutrient dense, and a lot of times just more potent as a nutraceutical treatments. So I think, and I continue using it as an herb, as a powder in my food. I continue loving it as tea and or skin treatment. But I love supplements just because of the efficiency, the compliance, and the dosage. Usually I believe that it's just stronger. Like, you will be able to get incredible results by using it as in a diet alone. But if you want to make it a powerhouse, if you want to make it incredibly effective, using it as a supplement, as a concentrated supplement, usually, and especially the one that's usually very consistent, in terms of the dosages and stuff like that you can monitor. It's usually very effective to use as a supplement. It is more expensive because it's an organic supplement. It's not in any way extracted. It's a whole food supplement. It's got a very, very incredible technology that it uses to produce it, and I believe it's worth it for what it is.
Excellent. Great answer. Thank you for that question. I know a lot of people are that. And I know Melissa says that she's glad that she got first presentation. She said excellent information. First presentation I got on Ukon. It's very informative. So thank you, Antonina, and the rest of the team. Excellent. Here's a question from Amanda, who says she loves us all so much and everything. Thank you so much. She says that should I have people taking this to Ukon in the morning or night? Antonina?
I usually take it during morning or during the day, just because there's some B vitamins, even though they're not in great amounts and large amounts. It's just some people it may be stimulating. But usually, and curcumin is a really good, it's phenomenal blood tonic, as I mentioned, and a liver tonic. So it's phenomenal for people that have iron deficiencies, for example, in just how oxygenating it is for the blood. So sometimes when it comes to such potent supplements, I prefer that people take them in the morning and afternoons, not in the evening, just because for some people they can be stimulating. So my advice would be take it well before bed.
I can see Siha over there smiling. He says, I like stimulation at night. I always take it before I go to bed.
How did you know? I take mine at
night. I know that smile, and I'm with you, buddy. I'm all for it. But you know what? If you got questions about the medical side of things or how to use this properly without overstimulation, you want to go to Antonina's result. If you want to be like Siha being, go ahead. What's that? Antonina, go ahead.
If you're a male and you want stimulation in the evening, go right ahead. This will be very, very important for
okay, we got a question from Jesse, and I've been taking one gel cap about every 2 hours instead of all 5 at once. It gives me a balance all day long. What do you say about that, Antonina? Is that a great idea?
I love it. I think it's a great idea. If you're compliant and you can remember to do that, the more you kind of spread it out, the more effective it is at utilizing. So you're not just kind of dosing your body all at once and trying to observe it all at once. And because the body might not be able to, if you can dose it through the day and break it down to 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times, then by all means, I think this is it's most effective if it's broken down. So great on you for doing that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that question. Great question. And here's a question from Maureen, and she says, I've heard that one of the beauties of our Ukon product is that it includes a combination of spring and autumn turmeric. Can you please go into further detail on that? Can you explain that a little? I think you covered it a bit in the next line, but if we can get a little condensed version for anyone that might have missed that.
Absolutely. So a condensed version is that both are incredibly potent. They have slightly different strength in a sense. Both of them have curcumin, all the minerals and all of the essential oils, but the one is very, very strong, 9 times stronger in curcumin. The other one is 9 times stronger in minerals. So I believe combining the two just makes it incredibly balanced. A lot of times it's just like having a rainbow salad. You just want to. Both of them have incredible nutraceutical effects. So I think what's beautiful about this supplement is what's unique about the supplement is we're not dealing with one plant, we're dealing with 2 varieties, and I think that just gives us an extra flavor, almost an extra value. So I think the combination is incredible. I think both, as I mentioned, both the minerals that are in there are very important, as well as curcumin is highly important. So why not use both?
Absolutely, and one of the interesting things, when I went to Okinawa and went to the Ukon farms myself, I actually picked the roots out of where they were, and I ate it. I was like, let's go right down to the roots of something, and I ate the spring one, and I ate the fall one. They looked different, they had different colors, and they tasted different. And so my body said, there's differences here, and they were significant differences. It was like the difference between, I don't know, like potatoes and sweet potatoes or something like that. That like they had a different flavor, a different texture, and a different feel in my mouth. And I'm like, wow, these guys really put something together. And I'll tell you this: there's probably not 1 in 1,000 turmeric experts that actually knows or have combined both the spring and the fall turmeric. And that's what sets us apart from everyone else. That's what sets us another level. At Ukon, we're always, a little bit better than everybody else. Same as our water machines, we're a little bit better. It's not saying there isn't a place out there for turmeric for other people. Great, it moves the needle forward. If there's a place out there for other ionizer machines, great, it moves the needle forward. But for those who want the best, for those that want the gold standard in manufacturing, in quality, in products, I mean, don't you deserve the best? Doesn't your family deserve the best? I think so. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, when it comes to my health, I want the best. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead, Antonina. You want to add something?
It's almost like, the nature has varieties for a reason. It's like the nature has all these varieties of apples, and if you just eat one, it's probably incredibly wonderful and beneficial, but if you can have a variety of them, so much better for you.
So well said. Yeah, much more succinct to me. Anyways, like here we got Rich who says, hey, look, people are talking, I think he's referring to cost. He says, yeah, people say I can buy it cheaper in bulk or whatever, but here's what I say. If you own a Chevron gas station, are you going to buy gas at Arco? If you sell Fords, you're going to drive a Chevy. So be a product of the product, support your business. I think once people really understand what we have, what makes our Ukon different, you probably have to eat a kilo of some other turmeric to get the benefits that we have in ours. And so, it's just like, how much tap water can you drink? How much tap water can you drink to equal the benefit of the Enagic machine? You can't. It doesn't happen. It's like water isn't water and turmeric isn't turmeric. End of story. Somebody's saying here's my Gmail and ad slides. By the way, we will just recommend that you connect through Facebook. It's easier for us than just sending that out. So someone else says that. Yeah. So do we have any other questions? Let me see. No.
If I may, I'm sorry, I lost you for a couple of seconds there, guys. When people say that the supplement is expensive, one thing I always come back to, the drugs are hundreds of times more expensive. So it really depends, again, what you put a value on. And if we believe in the value of the supplement and its quality and its deliverable kind of, effects, I think if you believe in the value, you can communicate that value to everybody on your team and everybody that you're speaking to. I am confident in the quality of the supplement. I am not even daring to try anything else. As a matter of fact, as a practitioner, I have not seen the same results. So for me, this just like our water, for me, this does have the value that exceeds other things on the market.
Very well said, Antonina. So what we're going to do in closing, we're going to go across the panel for a quick little burst here. I know we're coming up. We're running to the end, almost the end of November. We got a month till Christmas. We're going to start with Siha, then we're going to go to Krill. We're going to finish up with Antonina and just closing comments. Go ahead, Siha. Hit us.
I want to thank all my colleagues. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to thank the amazing people that are out there promoting better health and a better lifestyle with our Enagic family. You guys mean the world to me. You guys are changing the world. We are just doing amazing things out there, and I just can't thank you guys enough. I'm here for you. Anything that you need, just let me know. With that, I wish everybody in America a very happy Thanksgiving and around the world. So just celebrate with us, no matter where you are in the world. Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks, Siha.
Awesome. Thanks, Siha. Closing remark would be, here's a tip for distributors. It's the end of the year, so now is the time to get tax breaks, tax incentives. If you've got a bunch of people out there that have been on the fence of whether to purchase or not, this is a great time to let them know, hey, if you get on board now, you can actually get the money back into your pocket. The government will pay for a portion, if not all your machine, depending on your tax accountant, 12 months sooner by buying it this time of year rather than waiting for 2016. So I have 2 sales going through in the next 3 weeks because of that. So I just want to encourage people, use that. Reach out to people. That gives you another reason to create another exposure, and it's really allowing them to put more money back into their pockets. So take that and use it.
Thanks so much, Krill. Antonina, any closing remarks for today's call? By the way, just a really bang up job today. I'm so happy that everybody get to radiate the benefits of your knowledge and information. So.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure. Thank you guys for letting me join you. It's an honor. I just wanted to, the final remark is that, the water and turmeric will only work if you use it. So I just encourage you to remember, be compliant, and using as much water as suitable for your body, and definitely try the turmeric. Be the poster child of the product you stand for and behind, and radiate health, radiate vitality, radiate a lot of energy, and people would want to join just because of how vibrant, beautiful, and healthy and positive you are. So all the best to you, best of health. If I can be of any assistance, I will be happy to. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Antonina, and I want to thank all of our hosts tonight. Siha Top, of course, bringing the heart, our financial wizard. Creel Hutchinson, the man with the plan, the guy that he's got an amazing book that on the business that we are going to make available for all distributors in the new year. We've been testing out. Wait till you see what this guy has done. It's going to blow your mind. We're very, very excited about what's in store for you for 2016. Prosperity and Health Alliance. We started this as an experiment for 101 days of all-out massive action. The results have been so powerful by plugging our teammates in. We are going to continue this in the new year. I think we had some chats about it. We're very excited about it. Of course, having Antonina tonight, thank you so much as just a truly awesome example of what's possible, not only from the business side of transiting out of. I mean, Antonina was a top executive that was tracking on the fast track inside a major Canadian bank, and decided that this business opportunity made more sense. She jumped on board with the business. She went to the top of her field in nutrition stuff, and now she's spreading the information all around the world. And we're really, really grateful to have her here as someone that we can go to with confidence about things like turmeric and things about the nutritional side of things, as an orthomolecular nutritionist. And not only that, she looks amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want to look like Antonina? She's got a great heart. She's out there, helping people. She reaches out with such emotion and passion, and just really makes a big difference. And it's really great to have her as a shining example on her team. We're grateful. I know that we will be having you back again. And Antonina, I know as this video goes out there to the team members that weren't able to join us tonight, I know this video, this turmeric presentation is something that each and everybody needs to learn, needs to understand, and needs to integrate in your business. I mean, think about this, guys. Imagine this next year. I mean, our goal, by the way, each year I make a new goal, and I'm going to encourage you guys to do the same. I have a theme for the year. Now, last year was my best year ever, the 2015, and we're not done. It's already the best year ever. It's the best year for me financially. It's been extraordinary. I want to thank everybody for contributing to that. It's been exceptional, and I want you guys to have the experience. And next year, we're talking 10x. The model for our business is 10x. So imagine if you got 10 times the amount of people on turmeric. If you get 5 people on turmeric in your business, turmeric, this right here, guess what? It's paying for yourself. It's paying for itself. It's free. Okay, free. Okay, so you're getting a #1 anti-inflammatory. Same thing. So if you're looking at your business, you say, hey, I want to at least 2x my business next year. What you want to do is you want to get on an Ukon supplement. You want to get on the DD. Guess what happens? Now you have another business center that you can start building. Guess what? You can start sponsoring people under. You take another point. Bang, one sale, it pays for your thing. It pays for the deal. Plus, you get other people on your team doing this. It starts to create a snowball effect. The checks start rolling into her. Bottom line, here we go. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I go to the mailbox. I come home. What do we got? We got checks. We got checks. Did I flash that by? I want you guys, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, who are these people? Who are these people? I don't know. I want to know them. I want to thank them. I want to tell them how much I love them and appreciate them. But bottom line, you got to connect to the Prosperity and Health Alliance. We created this so that you can connect with each and every one of us. We created this so that you can get the expertise and information that allows you to train in the comfort of your own home, and that you can plug your team members into it. We need to get this thing growing. This is my prediction. My prediction is in 2016, this will be the #1 organization in Enagic. This will be the #1 organization for information for distributors in Enagic, and it's going to be the #1 go-to training call in Enagic. 10x your business, 10x your life, 10x your health. That's what it's all about. I want to thank my hosts, Siha, Creel, Antonina, and the ever-present Kim that makes this thing all go together for all us digitally inept people like myself. I want to thank you so much to each and every one of you in the Prosperity and Health Alliance. You guys are amazing. This business is amazing. We're rocking it out. Get those Christmas presents out to people. Start talking about it. Share the information. Go on the videos. Go through the whole things. Do the GoPro. Just do it all. Have a great year. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you all, guys.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Wade. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Love you guys.